Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Shabbat Show. So great to be back with you again. Happy Chanukah. Last night of Chanukah. This is the big night of Chanukah. This is the night that is called on the calendar Zot Chanukah, which is all of the blessings that come down through Chanukah. All of the nights get all put together, and it all comes down to this one. So this is a really special night in the Jewish calendar. According to some opinions, this actually is the end of the season that began on Rosh Hashanah, believe it or not, as God descends all the blessings into our lives tonight. So tonight's a really big, important night. And one of the great aspects of Hanukkah is it's a holiday of miracles. There's a great question that they asked about Hanukkah, which is we light a candle every night to celebrate the miracle of the oil. When the Jews took over the temple, they found one jug of oil. And when they filled up, it lasted for 8 days. But the Beit Yosef asked a great question. Wait a second. The first night wasn't a miracle, right? When you put oil in the menorah on the first night, that's normal. So it should really be 7 nights of Hanukkah, because the second day, they were like, holy cow, this is amazing. This is a miracle. And then you count 7 days. First night wasn't a miracle. So why do we have 8 nights of Hanukkah? And the answer there were many answers, but one answer is because putting oil into a menorah and then just lighting it on fire is a miracle. It just is something that's predictable or it's frequent, so we don't really appreciate it. The difference between nature and miracles really is just frequency and predictability. First time you experience something like this miracle, if you can figure out a way to predict it, and now you put it into a book and teach it to students, it stops becoming a miracle and starts becoming nature. Childbirth is a miracle. Period. End of story. That's a miracle. But we just get used to it. And the fact that this world exists is a miracle. We're living in a time of when people can't figure out how to get rid of something. Well, guess what? Our bodies are filled with germs all the time that it seems to be okay with. Well, that's a miracle. And the 8th night of Hanukkah really reminds us that every aspect of our lives is really miraculous. And we have every moment to be appreciative. And many times in life, we all experience miracles. They're hidden in coincidence. They're hidden in small things. We don't need to have candles burning beyond imagination for 8 days for us to celebrate miracles. And the real takeaway for tonight is that you don't leave Hanukkah. Hanukkah stays through the whole year. When you light the candles of Hanukkah, it reminds you to see the world through the candles. It opens your spiritual eyes to realize that the miracle of Hanukkah and the miracles that we experience, it never ends. The way you celebrate the last night of Hanukkah is you never let it leave you. You hold on to Hanukkah throughout the rest of the year. We've got a show about miracles, small miracles, big miracles, miracles that we see, miracles that are in our lives, miracles that could be explained away, but they shouldn't be, because they're meant to inspire us. And hopefully they will tonight. We've got a great show. Stick with us. A lot of stuff going on tonight. Okay, first of all, this is sponsored by Hanoch and Myrna Perez. Thank you so much for your wonderful sponsorship. May you be blessed. And of course, it's sponsored as well as a program from the Carl Enoch Goldman Center for Jewish Values from Jay Goldman. Thank you very much as well. And this is what we're going to be talking about tonight. This concept of miracles. We've got a great show. We've got a wonderful young woman on, Leah Pretter. She'll be coming up a little later on in the show and speaking about a paragliding accident that had her hanging off a 300-foot cliff. And she'll be coming on later, and you'll be able to hear her story. It's amazing. We got Mark Provisor on. He's basically the Jewish version of G.I. Joe. From Israel, we've got a great interview with him and his ability to see miracles every day in the state of Israel. We've got Yida Halberstein on, who is the co-author of the Small Miracles book. It's an incredible book series that has sold so many copies. I've got like every single one in my house, and I'm sure you have as well. And she's coming on to tell over an incredible story. We've got Moshe Storch is back and his band out of LA. We've got great videos. Now, one thing that's really important tonight is a mega Kahoot night. We've been talking about this. Okay, so we've got 10 questions in Kahoot this week, and we're giving out some significant prizes. We've got an elliptical machine that we're giving out. We've got AirPods. We've got a JBL. Like this is Hanukkah time. You know what I'm saying? Like we're giving out gifts. We're playing Kahoot and giving out gifts. I am sure many of you played bingo, Kahoot, and gave out gifts this week. So here's what you got to do. Don't wait for the last second when I announce Kahoot. It's going to come up soon. It's going to hit you out of nowhere, right? Either open the browser now and get Kahoot going, Kahoot IT, or download the app on your phone and go to Kahoot. And when we get started, open it up, and there's like a little tiny like a little button on the bottom with different colors. Click that and put the code in. If you can get onto Zoom, get onto Zoom, because Zoom is a much I guess a better way to play it. If you're wherever you are, that's fine as well. So wherever you're experiencing this, great, but you don't want to miss Kahoot this week because we're giving out a lot of goodies. Okay, excited for a great show. Looking forward to it. Let's begin with a little Jimmy Kimmel. Check this out.
I would like to wish a happy first night of Hanukkah to those of you who are celebrating tonight. Happy Hanukkah, Guillermo.
Oh, thank you very much.
We have a secret with Guillermo right now. That Hanukkah, do you know what Hanukkah is, Guillermo?
Yeah, it's
What is it?
Jewish holiday.
Right, and they light, you know what they light?
A candle, whatever they do. I don't know how to call it, but it's like this.
Guillermo smoked a joint in the parking lot this afternoon. to celebrate Hanukkah.
Yeah, I did, yes.
Will this be going on for 7 more nights?
No, just tonight.
Okay, all right. I thought you were supposed to be protecting me here, no?
No, that was on my break.
Oh, that was on your break.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, it was on his break.
No, the guy was...
Anyway, Hanukkah doesn't get the attention that Christmas does. None of the Jewish holidays do, really. So we thought it might be fun to play a game tonight to shine a menorah on them. And it's time to play Jewish holiday or prescription medication. That's right. Let's meet our contestant tonight. Hello there. What is your name?
Lori,
Lori? Oh, I see it right there on your shirt. And where are you from, Lori?
San Francisco.
Are you being safe, Lori?
Am I being safe?
Yeah.
I believe I am.
Okay, very good. Are you Jewish?
I could be.
No.
Sorry about the noise. I vetch a lot, so I could be.
You vetch.
I vetch a whole lot.
We're going to get you a K, and you can add it there.
That's right.
All right. Well, the way this game works is this. I will read a word. You will tell me if it's a Jewish holiday or a prescription medication, okay?
Oh, damn.
Get
Okay.
8 right, you win a prize, and if you don't, you vetch, okay?
I will vetch.
Here we go. I've been practicing these pronunciations, so bear with me. Tu Bishvat. Tu Bishvat. Jewish holiday or prescription medication?
I want to say it's probably a Jewish holiday.
That is correct, Lori. Yes, you've got one. One candle. Anakinra.
Anakinra?
Yes. Oh, my God.
Anakinra.
Hold on a minute.
That's either this. I would say it's probably a medication.
It is correct. A medication, Anakinra. We may have to wear masks for reasons other than COVID-19. Invokana.
That's a Jewish holiday.
No, that is a drug. I'm sorry. Yes, it's used to treat type 2 diabetes. Next one,
wow.
Sukkoth.
Sukkoth?
Yes.
Ooh. I want to say that's a medication.
That is a holiday. Oh, no. The autumn harvest.
Wow.
Simchat Torah.
Wow. Well, that sounds to me like a Jewish holiday.
That is right, yes. Humera.
No, that's a drug.
That's a drug, yes. Purim.
I want to say that's a Jewish holiday.
That is right. Shavuot.
Huh? Shavu?
Shavuot.
That doesn't sound like a drug. I want to say it's a Jewish holiday.
Yes, it is. Tarka.
Tarka?
Yes.
Well, that sounds like a drug.
That is a drug. That is correct. Tisha B'Av.
Not kish kebab, but tish.
No, not kish kebab, whatever that is. No.
A Jewish holiday?
Oh, you got it, Lori. Congratulations. All right, thanks, Lori. We're going to send you home with a delicious box of Percocet and matzo ball soup. Enjoy.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Jimmy, for that. And if you'd watch the show more often, I think we'll be able to handle some of those holidays. But thank you for the beginning of the show. Our first interview is with Yitta Halberstam. She's the co-author of Small Miracle series, the daughter of the Hasidic rabbi and scion of the famous Hasidic dynasty that traces its roots back to King David. There are currently more than 2 million copies of the Small Miracles series in print. It has been translated into 14 languages. Articles about Small Miracles and the authors have appeared in People, New York Times, Newsday, Oprah, Good Day New York, PBS Evening Edition. Yitta was once named as one of the 50 most influential Jews in America. Check out this interview I had earlier and this wonderful story with Yitta earlier. So Yitta, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here.
And we're excited to have you. And I know you have this wonderful story that you wanted to share with us. Can you share it with us?
So my husband and I have a house, and in the basement, there's a small dingy apartment which we rent. Precisely because it's small and dingy, we find it very hard to rent, and ultimately dubious characters have rented it. And there have been many problems and issues ensuing from this particular basement apartment. So when it became vacant, I said to my husband, listen, this time I'm only renting it to a woman, and you have to promise me you will only rent it to a woman. And he said, absolutely. So he called me excitedly one day and said, a really wonderful, refined, gracious woman who's a school teacher rented the apartment. I'm so thrilled. So the next week, there's a moving van in front of our home, and a rather tough young man is emerging from the van. And I said to him, excuse me, please, are you from the moving van company? And he said, no, I'm your new tenant. I said, I thought the new tenant is a woman. He said, oh, that was my mother.
Oh.
And then everything kind of came together in an epiphany for me. And I realized that his mother had leased it for him, knowing that she was a better character reference than he. Clearly, from the first glance, he was a troubled soul. So he moved into our apartment, and we invited him for meals, for Shabbat meals especially. And my husband, who has a very big heart, really spent a lot of time with him. But I was very uneasy, especially when I learned that he was doing drugs. We have a third floor and a first floor, which are usually rented out to young couples with children. And I again expressed my uneasiness to my husband. He said, I'm telling you, God sent him to us for a reason. So he was with us for about 3 years. And just at that time, I learned how to drive. And I decided I will go by myself to a shiur in downtown Brooklyn. And off I went. And when I was on my way home, I went onto the wrong ramp, going towards the wrong direction. I was headed towards Queens, not Brooklyn. And I saw a gas station in the distance, and I figured, okay, an attendant will be able to give me the right directions and help me. And just as I rolled down the window, a group of very rough-looking men swarmed the car. I couldn't believe what was happening. It seemed like I was in a movie, but it was my own movie and it was real. And they surrounded the car, and I had opened the window, and one man put his elbows into the window and started muttering something about money. Suddenly I hear my tenant's voice say, "Shoo, get away from her. That's my landlady." And it was my tenant, the rough-looking character of the basement. And he had gone there. Apparently they sold drugs there. And he had gone there to buy drugs just at the moment that I pulled into the gas station.
Wow.
And he knew the men and he chased them away. And I was just shocked by the entire episode. And I said to him, I don't know what to say to you. You probably saved my life. Thank you. And he said, well, you and your husband are trying to save mine. So
Wow.
it was one of the events in my life that really made me feel that so-called coincidences are really spiritual events.
Wow.
And should be redefined as God incidences.
So you've been writing this book, Small Miracles, and you're, in a way, you're the author of capturing these miracles, right? It's not what have you found? How do you see us? How do you see this in the world? Do you walk around and see it everywhere? Are you just more attuned to it? How has Small Miracles changed your perspective?
The Rambam, Maimonides, says that the more you believe in miracles, the more they occur to you. Small miracles or God incidences are a true portal to Amunah, to faith. And every time I got a little wink from God, a little tap on the shoulder, a little wave from heaven, hello, I'm here, I'm with you, in the day-to-day, everyday experiences, the more it increased my belief.
Well, amazing. Lita, thank you so much for joining us on the show, and such an honor to speak to you. And like I said, I've been reading your books for so long, and they're all over my home, and they've inspired my family, and they've inspired so many other people. And what you're saying is exactly right. If we just, and thanks to your work, if we can just open our eyes more, we'd be amazed by what we really see. It's all right there in front of us.
Oh, that's so beautiful. You've made my day and night. Thank you so much for such validation. Coming from you, it means a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for all that you do. And thank you for shining your light on this world.
Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. It was a great interview. And at one point, if I remember, she said that was one of her inspirations for going down this road and writing about these miracles, these stories that happen to not just individuals that we read about, but it happens to all of us. We're always around these moments. If you look back in your life, I wonder if we find so many of these small miracles. And when we just pass them on, we darken our eyes. That's the Greek way, to pull God out. But the Maccabean way is to see God in every little thing. And the more you see him, Maimonides says, the more he becomes more visible. It's these small miracles. What an incredible story with an incredible person. Now we get an opportunity to go back with our good friend Moshe Storch and his band from LA.
Project Inspired is so amazing to be here with you tonight. We, on the last night of Chanukah, have this special opportunity to ask Hashem for all those things that we started asking on Rosh Hashanah, on the high holidays, Yom Kippur. The Hasidic masters say the last night of Chanukah, the 8th night, is the grand finale of the whole season, the day of judgment and of atonement, and of getting everything we want for our year. So pray with us together as Hashem is right here with us. And we'll talk about the miracles. We'll start off with Al Anisim. Are you ready? Al Anisim, V'al HaPurkan, V'al HaTvuros, V'al HaTshuos, V'al HaMilchamos, She'asis Alav Oseinu, B'yomim O'im B'zman Hazeh. What are we saying? Oh, and those miracles, and those wonders, and those powers, and those wars that Hashem has given, has done for us before, He will do for us again today. God did then and He will do again today. You know what? Why don't we sing the Al Anisim a little more country, let's say? Let's do it Johnny Cash style. You guys know Johnny Cash? You know Folsom Prison? How about this? You ready, guys? Let's take it away. You've been to Folsom Prison. All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Al Anisim, V'al HaPurkan. Oh, all those those miracles that God did for us, He did them for us then. He'll do them for us again today. Because Hanukkah's a miracle that comes every year again today. Oh, those miracles that you did for our fathers, you did it then. Oh God, you'll do it now. Oh, I know you will. Oh God, you'll do it again now. Oh, Hanukkah is here and I know God, He'll bring miracles now. Aha. Take it away, Adam. Oh, Allah Nisim, the miracles you did then, God, you'll do it again today. Oh, she'asita lavotenu b'mimoim b'zman hazeh. Here's another song I think you might like. It goes like this. Mama, take these lockers away from me. I can't eat them, no, 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 eat them no more. I'm getting oily, oh, I'm getting heavy. Those lockers, mama. Mama, those lockers, oh yeah. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Sing it together with me, come on, yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. I got my lockers and I'm knocking. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Mama, I can't eat no more. I said, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Whoa, 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 whoa. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Happy Hanukkah, y'all.
Happy Hanukkah. And we're going to hear a little more from Moshe later. I know you were singing knock, knock, knock on heaven's door as well, as loud as you can, because I was, well, thank God my mic was off. Thank you, Moshe Storch, for being your unique, amazing self. Our next guest was born in the U.S. Mark Provisor made Aliyah with his family in 1978, going on to serve as a paratrooper with the IDF from 81 to 84. While his service in the IDF was rarely without action, Provisor saw more than his fair share, fighting in the First Lebanon War in 82. After his release from the IDF, Provisor traveled back to the U.S. for study, but felt the call of Israel too strongly to stay away for too long. He moved back to the Jewish homeland in 1991, and in 1996, assumed the role of security chief in Shiloh. Today, with One Israel Fund, Provisor is at the vanguard of mapping out solutions and bringing them people in charge of security in Judea, Samaria, and the Jordan Valley, and the Western negative border communities. One Israel Fund is dedicated to supporting the welfare and safety of the men, women, and children in the Judea, Samaria, and Jordan Valley area, and the re-emerging communities of the Gaza evacuees. I had a wonderful conversation with Mark speaking about Israel. The story of the Maccabees were in Israel. Well, guess what? Miracles of the Maccabee in the war never stopped. Still going on every single day. Check this out.
In May 81, I was drafted. The Lebanese war broke out then. When you're 19, 20, 21, and you go through scenes from the extreme horror. So it's a roller coaster, but it helped shape who we were. I started painting during the Lebanese war. A close friend of mine gave me one of the most important gifts in my life. He brought me a little set of watercolors and a pad. And after one particular time home, which was pretty traumatic, I started painting it. Helped me feel better.
Chanukah Sameach to you. This, the show's all about miracles. And a lot of times in life, we have miracles, we just can't see them. And from your position where you are in Israel, the story of Chanukah took place in Israel. And we think of the Maccabees, we think of the Hashmonaim, we think about the miraculous victory over the Greeks. It's easy for us to go, wait, that was then when God was like showing up and proving miracles. But today there's not miracles. Today it's natural. But someone like yourself, you're at the front lines of so much of things that will never make the papers. We'll never see it on a news clip. It'll never
Right.
come into our consciousness, and you're seeing it. The protection of people in Israel, the security of people in Israel, all the different things that are happening there every day. From your perspective, do you see these miracles in your life?
Arriving at attacks, and I've been in a lot of terror attacks. I mean, there. And you see people coming out of these things, and it makes no sense how they survived. You can look at a car that's blasted with bullets, and the passenger doesn't have a scratch. Now, some people may call it luck. We all have our excuses. I don't think so, because I've seen things on other sides. I mean, especially, when I was serving in the IDF, I fought in the Lebanon War and everything. There are certain things that, in my humble opinion, are chasdei Hashem, as we say. I don't know how to translate that, but how I feel that miracles do happen.
When the Iraqi war started, I couldn't take that my country was being attacked like that. It's funny, I had a show going on in Soho. I had 4 pieces going into a museum, and I just picked up and left. It might have been the worst career move regarding art that I could make. But despite all that, I just couldn't stay away, and I just tend to follow my heart. The big moment came when the mayor of Shiloh at that time, Ira Rappaport, the legend, he says to me, "Come on, why don't you work with our security?" He says, "It's nothing, a few hours a day." And I was like, great, I can get back to my art. Little did I know that I really wouldn't be getting back to my art, but would be taking a totally different path that I did not expect.
I look in the work that I do today, and I work to prevent terror. That's my thing. I like keeping people alive. It's a habit. What can you do?
Good habit. We appreciate that.
Thank God. About a month ago, a system that was really last minute, we got called and, can you put something in? We went out, we checked it out, we did our assessment and said, okay, you know what, we're going to put a system here. Within a month, 3 attacks were stopped. 3 attacks. Amazing. And the terrorist cells were stopped. You get signs. If we are sensitive to these signs, we're able to be open then to the miracles. And what do I mean? All of a sudden, Hakol min hashamayim, as I see it. And all of a sudden, you're seeing something that we say, pokech ivrim, in the morning, right?
Open up our eyes.
But what's open our eyes? It's not to open our eyes like this, but to open our vision.
Yes.
Pokech, pikech means clever, smart, understanding. So when we see this, at that day, we say in the morning, pokech ivrim, and then that day, you see a sign or something that's not necessarily right, that then enables you to know where to put the particular security solution, and it happens. Or we're seeing these miracles happen every day, just in the last week of Chanukah, and thank God, and God willing, that will enable us to be part of the miracle. Because when you take someone home, or you protect a family, and when you enable a grandfather or grandmother to dance at their grandchildren's weddings because you stopped some violence, that makes all of us part of a miracle.
During the Intifada, it's not something easy for me to speak about. This area turned into a war zone overnight. I mean, we were dealing with 1 to 2 shootings a day. People were getting hurt, people were getting killed. I guess you could say the best came out in my fellow Rav Shatzi, my fellow security chiefs. No fear. You run into fire if you're on time. If you're late, and you just have to help the wounded, pick up the bodies. And, I'm really proud to say that even as times got hard, we were there. We were there for our people.
הייתי רכז הביטחון של היישוב עופרה, ומשם אנחנו מכירים כקולגות. למרק, מי שמכיר את מרק, למרק אין אגו. ומרק הוא מקצוען אמיתי, אמיץ לב, עם נשמה ענקית, ענקית. ונשמה של אומן, עם נתינה מפה עד הודעה חדשה.
What I'm hearing you say is that really, when you look closely, you see that the miracles that are in front of you come pre, post, during your own actions. In fact, you are a part of the miracle. You are enabling God to do what God does, but you're also enabling yourself by being open to be his messenger in the miraculous process. So it's really the fusion of those two ideals.
So I think very much that we are involved in the miracles, and I think that the more that we make this effort, that we see the miracles happen. And it's something, you know, whether it's security or whether it's all of a sudden, you know, we're talking about Chanukah and Yudan Shimon, where the Maccabim fought, whether a new community's coming up and all of a sudden, and it's not easy for them, and then we're able to put a playground, a shul, a mikveh or something, by this Mesirut Nefesh, and then what happens? The miracle, all of a sudden, a flood of people will start coming in. How these things happen and all the timing, who knows?
Right.
But these are all miracles. And these are miracles that are done by our will and by our dedication. I think that's, we would say, Mesirut Nefesh, like that. Probably another word that's better, but by our wanting to do these things, we actually bring these miracles down. And this is the way I say Shamayim va'aretz, the heaven and the earth. And this chibur, this connection that we make, well, it's a spark of Kedusha in my eyes.
I completely agree. Mark, thank you so much. I know your time is so valuable.
It's a pleasure.
To get you on is a big deal for us. So thanks for your sacrifice to our people. Thanks for the things that nobody knows about except for you. And but every day that you're doing things, it matters to even those of us that live throughout the rest of the world. It still impacts all of us because, you know, when you fight and you protect all of us. So thank you for your sacrifice, your Mesiras Nefesh. May you continue to do so until the days in which God comes in and says, all right, I got this now. But may you continue to have.
Let's hope that's really fast. Because,
let's hope it's soon.
Yeah. Chanukah Sameach.
Chanukah Sameach. Thank you again.
Kol Tov.
Kol Tov. And it was such a good time that we had. And he had told me so many stories. And this idea of being able to act and to do and to work, but to recognize that you're a part of the miracle is really at the core of what we're talking about right now. Miracles are not just you sit back and God poops miracles. Miracles are you're watching and you're part of it. You step into something and you see things and you're a conduit, which is the next sort of level. And that was such a great concept that we got from him. And this was really want to thank One Israel Fund for this, and specifically to Scott Feldman for the executive VP for putting this together and really all their wonderful work. You can check out One Israel Fund at oneisraelfund.org. They're doing really incredible work. So thank you so much for that and all that you do for our people. Okay, Kahoot time. Time for Kahoot, wherever you are. This is the moment. Go to your Kahoot.it tab, go to your app, type in 472-2427. Let's get going wherever you are. We're going to have some fun here and give out some significant gifts. So wherever's going on, I'll give everybody another extra minute or two just to make sure my mom gets on. I think my kids are getting on too. I'm not sure, but who knows? But what I'm telling you is that I'm telling everybody to get on this week, every week, but in particular this week. While I do this, I want to give a couple of shout outs. So first to the Bagun Bolton family, a shout out to you guys and happy Hanukkah. To Rochelle and Michael Kersner from Toronto, happy Hanukkah. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom to the Novak family. To Leon and Barbara Pomerantz from Atlanta, Georgia. Shabbat Shalom to Rivka Tyler. Shabbat Shalom to you. To the Silver family in Highland Park. Shabbat Shalom. My good friend Ken Winkler. Shabbat Shalom and thank you for your brotherhood. Shabbat Shalom to Goldie and Jerry Tauber. That is the Jamie Geller crew. Shabbat Shalom to you. To Ricky Madoff, Shabbat Shalom to you. Let's give everybody another minute or two. Everybody so could join Kahoot. Let's get 1 or 2 more minutes as people start pulling in. To Linda From Annandale, Virginia, Shabbat Shalom to you. Zahava Shashitsky from Brooklyn. Elise and Eric Hirsch, the Hirsch family. They were on one of our earliest shows, if you remember. They're actually on the promo. And from Fair Lawn, New Jersey. The Hess family, Lawrence and Hillary, Fair Lawn, Shabbat Shalom. Let's give everybody one more minute to get on. One more minute. Everyone get ready. Get your Kahoot game on. To Helen in Toronto, Shabbat Shalom to you. Okay, Chana from St. Louis, Shabbat Shalom to you. Let's get Kahoot going. Let's roll. It's time for Kahoot. Here we go. Question number 1. The candelabra in the temple was known as Chanukah, Nerot, Eish Kodesh, Menorah. Chanukah and Nerot, Eish Kodesh, Menorah. Eish Kodesh is the shul that I daven in. I don't know if that was a special shout out to me over here, but thank you for whoever put that question in. Chanukah Sameach to John from Oxfordshire, England. John Chapman is on with us, even though I think it's like the middle of the night in England. We thank you. Lisa Black Meddings from Toronto. Nice to see you again. The answer is Menorah. Menorah. First question, Aviva, Smile, Patriots Rock on the board, and the Adlers from Edison's on the board. Let's go to question 2. Which Hebrew letter is not found in our dreidels? Nun, Hey, Pei, Shin. Which Hebrew letter is not found in our dreidels? When I mean our, I mean North American dreidels. North American dreidels, the dreidels of the diaspora. Nun, Hey, Pei, or Shin. Happy Hanukkah to Bonnie Austin. 2 seconds left. Answer is Pei. Pei stands for Po. Po is the Israeli version of the dreidel. We literally have 2 different versions, believe it or not, of the dreidel. Okay, let's go. Let's see how we did. Aviva, Mervis, Edison, Patriots Rock, and Teachers Rock. I'm loving these names. Let's go. Next one. Which of these practices is not a traditional Jewish custom? Hanukkah gelt, eating fried foods, giving presents, or eating dairy? Which of these things is not a traditional Jewish custom? Gelt, that's money. Fried food, presents, and eating dairy. Shabbat Shalom to Michal from Washington State. Jose Guzman from San Antonio. Mike Sokolik. Shabbat Shalom to Mike from St. Louis. Answer is giving presents. Very good. That was a modern adaptation thanks to our Western neighbors. We give out money instead and let the kids buy whatever they want. Aviva, Mervis family, Edison Adler, Smile, and Teachers Rock. Doing amazing here. Let's go to question number 4. How many candles did the Maccabees light when they rededicated the temple? 1, 6, 8, or 7? How many candles did the Maccabees light? We're going to go to my Facebook. For those who are on my Facebook page, thanks for tuning in from there. Michael Weingart. Hanukkah Sameach from Germany. And we got some significant Europeans that are tuning over here. Thank you so much. Dorian Hausman from Boston. Bruce Leon from Chicago. He was one of our guests. The Popels in Miami. 2 seconds left. Gita Hach. Happy Hanukkah. Answer is 7. 7. It's 8 nights, but there's only 7 candles. Smile on top. Happy Hanukkah coming through. M family. Jamie's mom is making a climb up in Gibbs. Let's see how we do. Question 5. Which Hanukkah custom is specifically reserved for women? Setting up the candles in the menorah, frying latkes, not working after candle lighting, or making jelly donuts. What's only for women? Cindy Perlow, Shabbat Shalom from Reisterstown, Maryland. Rita Rubin from Boca, Shabbat Shalom to you. Let's see who else we got over here. The Mervis family from Silver Spring. Henya from Toronto, Shabbat Shalom. Let's see what the answer is. Not working after candle lighting. Not working after candle lighting. It is a special thing just for the women. Smile on top. M family. Egg Jamie's mom continues to deliver, and Happy Hanukkah still on the board. Next question. Who performed the song Hanukkah on Saturday Night Live? Madonna, Adam Sandler, Miley Cyrus, or Billy Joel? Who performed Hanukkah on Saturday Night Live? Happy Hanukkah to Leah Peril. Happy Hanukkah from New York, Leah Peril from New York City. The Bassettes from Toronto. If anyone want more shout outs, please go to my Facebook page or Zoom. Love to give you a shout out on the show. Who performed Hanukkah on Saturday Night Live? Answer is Adam Sandler. Take out your harmonica. It's time for Hanukkah. Adam Sandler. Smile, EK, M-Fam, Jamie's mom, and Gibbs. Let's get to the next question. Which mitzvah was not outlawed by the Greeks? What was not outlawed? Eating kosher, Rosh Chodesh, that's the new month, Torah study, or circumcision? Which of these was not outlawed? Shabbat Shalom to the Yaakov family. Which was not outlawed by the Greeks? See how we did over here. Eating kosher food. Eating kosher food was not outlawed. Smile, EK, Jamie's mom, M-Fem, and Michal. Here we go. Let's keep on rolling. The miracle of oil occurred during which year of the war? Remember, they fought a war for a long time. 23, 2, 7, or none of the above. This is, people think that they just won and it was over. Which year did it occur? Here goes. The answer is 2, second year of the war. They fought that war for a long time. We thought this was one and out. It wasn't. They fought for a very long time. Smile, M-Fam, Jamie's mom, Gibbs, and Goodsteins. Let's keep on rolling. Let's see how we do. We're in question 9. It's almost over. Who was the first American president to celebrate Hanukkah in the White House? Lincoln, Reagan, Roosevelt, or Truman? First Hanukkah in the White House. Lincoln, Reagan, Roosevelt, or Truman? Who celebrated Hanukkah first? Raphael Hanukkah, Shabbat Shalom to you. Answer is Truman. I also thought it was Reagan. I guess I'm not playing. Truman, that's early on. Smile, Jamie's mom is climbing into first place. M family, Gibbs, and Michal. This is it for all the marbles. What percentage of American Jews light the menorah for all 8 nights? What are the percentage of American Jews that light for all 8 nights? All 8 nights. 15%, 60%, 30, or 75. All 8 nights. Miriam Redder from Baltimore, Shabbat Shalom. Of course, the Predators, Shabbat Shalom. We're excited to have them on pretty soon. Check it out. The Predators are coming up in about a couple of minutes here. The answer is 60% light all 8 nights. How about that? Okay, how'd we do in this massive game of Kahoot? Number 3 is M-Fam. Congratulations. Number 2 is Jamie's mom. Whoa, and number 1, the winner of those prizes is Smile. Smile. I guess you got what to smile about. Gibbs and Michal coming next. Congratulations, everybody. Please feel free to reach out to Project Inspire in order to get your gifts. And now it is time for our partner, but we got some big news because Jamie Geller goes from just being our partner to becoming an official part of the Aish HaTorah family. She is now the Chief Media and Marketing Officer. She's going to spearhead the creation of a global Jewish media group as part of Aish's bold new strategic vision aimed at connecting millions of Jews around the world to their Jewish heritage and identity. She's done it for the last decade and here every week through food. And now Jamie will be working for the Jewish people on a grander scale. But first, she's here to share something sweet with us on the last night of Hanukkah. Check out Jamie Geller.
much. It means so much to me to be part of the Aish family officially. And yeah, like most Jewish women, we wear a lot of hats. So I'm taking off my executive hat and putting on my CEO of the Geller family household attire, which is my apron. And I'm bringing you one more sweet treat for Hanukkah. Now, this is a recipe for the classic sufganiyah. Sufganiyah is Hebrew for donut. It's classically a jelly-filled donut topped with powdered sugar. And it's just not Hanukkah in Israel if you don't eat at least one, but more like 8. It's nice to have at least one for every day of the celebration. And yeah, we've been known to have in the Geller household more than one per day. So thank God Hanukkah only comes once a year, because otherwise we'd be rolling on out of this house on a regular basis. Okay, so Hanukkah is about the miracle of oil. It's not about the potato latkes. It's about anything fried. Fry yourself up an Israeli classic Hanukkah treat, a sufganiyah. And this is a great way to say goodbye to Hanukkah until next year. Happy Hanukkah. Sufganiyot are the classic Hanukkah donut, stuffed with jelly and coated in a blanket of powdered sugar.
It looks so good. Hanukkah's over. It also looks so easy, right? Jamie makes it look so easy. Thank you, Jamie, for all that you do and for being a big part of us. You can always check it out on all of her sites and platforms. Go to jamiegeller.com for more. You know, we're up to the part of the show. I got to tell you, we have friends of ours in Baltimore. And I think it was a year ago already. There was this incredible story where they went to Israel. And they had something that really had us all worried and praying, and the story that they tell and the story that happened to them is unbelievable. Check out this video and we'll be right back with my good friend, the Predators from Baltimore.
Aria, don't move! Aria, don't move! Look at me! Aria, look at me!
היישוב הרסוף כתבנו לענייני צבא אור הלר מוסר כי כוחות חילוץ והצלה בסיוע לוחמי יחידה 669 חילצו את השניים.
Let's go meet the Predators right now. We are joined with Yitzi and Leah Predator. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having us.
So it is an incredible story, and give us a little bit of, these are the miracles that are obvious. This is, I think, a little bit more of an obvious one, right? And it's something that I know that has captured the attention of so many. But for someone that's going through it now, and now that you're past it, share with us a little bit about what this did for you, the impact this story had on you, and how you see every single day.
It really made me more appreciative in every aspect of life, and that daily occurrences that happen during the day shouldn't be just looked at as nature, but can be looked at as a miracle. And just like God did this for me then, God's involved in every aspect of our lives, and we should always remember that.
Amazing. As a dad, and I'm sure you speak for you and your wife as parents, once you got her, I don't want to go back to before that part, but once you got her, and we take for granted sometimes, the health and safety and security, with God's help, it should always be of our children. What was that like while you were going through the ordeal and post, when you had her out? In terms of your relationship to that story and the appreciation and the miracle that it contained.
I still get chills every time I watch the video and, think about it. It's, emotional time, but just makes us grateful for the family we have and sharing our family on Chanukah now. And you mentioned, it's like the final judgment, the last day of Chanukah, and we're, I know you said not to talk about before, but when I'm holding on to those strings, the video only showed, when there's lots and lots of people coming to help. But initially when I got there, it was just me and one other person, holding on to those strings, and she was literally hanging by a thread. So it makes me realize, and our family realize, that, not to take life for granted, and that we have to count our blessings every day that we're together, that every day that we're healthy and alive.
What, if I can ask, what was going through your mind while you were holding those strings? What were you thinking? And you don't have to answer,
No.
but I'm just so, and I know everyone is watching is thinking the exact same thing. So I'm asking on behalf of everybody else, because it's so heroic. What was going through your mind during that period of time?
Instinctively, I wanted to pull on the strings and pull her up. She was screaming, help, I can't hold on anymore, I'm giving up. And it was a long time until help came, and I kept telling her the help is coming. And the other person who was there was actually from another paragliding company. His name was David, and he had seen that something was going wrong. Leah didn't know that she was about to crash. And there were so many miracles along the way, major miracles that happened that we learned about afterwards. But he told me, don't pull on the strings, because if you pull on it, they could rip. So the whole time I'm just holding on for dear life, as strong, as hard as I could, trying to calm Leah down so that she continues holding on, and then just looking in the sky to see when the helicopter would come, when the Magen David Adom would come, when United Hatzalah would come. And they all came, and it's like one big family in Israel where everyone's just trying to help each other. All these people, volunteers, looking out for our need, risking their lives to save Leah's life. So it was just really heartwarming, but it still gives me chills every time I see it.
I'm sure. Leah, what was going on through your mind? If we can ask you, again, you don't have to answer. We can go to the happier times, but
No, sure.
What were you thinking? Because it's bravery, it doesn't, being able to hold on with that level of fear is a big deal. And, you're a young girl. So, you're someone special. So tell us what was going on through your mind during this period of time.
I definitely thought that we wouldn't make it. But then the only thing that I could think of to do was to call out to God to help. And that's what happened. And God saved us.
Wow, that's so awesome. Such an interesting concept that I want to bring up before I let you go, because I can talk to you guys all night. But when we spoke earlier to a man named Mark, who was one of the security heads in Israel and in Judea and Samaria, and we spoke about this idea of being part of the miracle. And how sometimes in life, God doesn't show up in poof miracles, right? He uses us to be conduits, and sometimes it's for us. And when we are engaged in very difficult things and we have that level of faith while we're going through them, we emerge. Now, let me ask you, when you come out of this, of course, you're more appreciative in life, but has this made you even more resilient, even more able to take on challenges, knowing that you've overcome so much, and you must have incredible power that's just coming out of you?
Yeah, for sure helped me. I think about it like during hard times, that if I could get through that, then I can get through anything.
Amazing. Well, to the Predator family, we thank you for being on. We thank you for inspiring everybody. We thank you for your leadership, both in the Baltimore community and across the country. And thank you for what you've done and post facto, just how much this story has inspired and helped other people appreciate what they have. So thank you.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
Hanukkah. And may this be a year filled with only light, only good light.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And it's such an incredible opportunity for us to celebrate with the Predators, and when these stories happen, to really appreciate them. And what I'm finding from this, and I hope you're taking from this, is the idea of small miracles and the idea of hidden miracles is not just we recognize, it's we are a part of it, right? I want you to picture Leah holding on for dear life as a young girl and understanding that if she calls out to God, he is not going to just magically send two angels to float her up. Maybe, but maybe he's going to put something inside her that will bring that essence, the strength that she had, and make her the person that she now is. We're part of the miracle story. It's an incredible concept of what's going on every single day if we just open our eyes. Before we end the show, we have one more video for you. Chanukah is about standing up for what you believe in. And when we as Jews stand up for what we believe in and we don't back down to hate, it's amazing what that does to other people. Check out this incredible video about the menorah in Montana. Is that amazing? Is that amazing? When we step up and become big people, miracles happen. Imagine that 10,000 menorahs in Montana from one person stepping up and being big. That's our job. Step up, be big, have faith, do great things, and know that there are miracles happening every single day. Before we get out of bed in the morning, more miracles are happening than what we can even experience throughout the rest of that day. we realize that we're miraculous, we have the courage to do what's great. And that's what the show is about. That's what Hanukkah is about. When we'll end with one more performance from our good friend Moshe Storch doing his best, Leonard Skinner. Before we end, I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom and a happy Hanukkah. What an incredible crossroads, no? To come out of Hanukkah and to go into Shabbat. Both telling us to be deeper, to be bigger, to see our lives with clearer eyes. That's what Shabbat's all about. Slowing down and seeing. That's what Hanukkah's all about. Slowing down and seeing. And they're coming together this weekend. Don't let this weekend go. This isn't another weekend. This is a special weekend. As the light of Hanukkah blends into the light of Shabbat. As the story of miracles blend into the story of the creation of the world and God's trust in us to be his partner. May this Shabbat be one that was filled with wisdom and strength and resilience. May we see miracles. May we become and be miraculous. So on behalf of me and mine to you and yours, I want to wish you a Shabbat, a Chanukah Sameach, happy Chanukah, and a Shabbat Shalom. And may we have the eyes to carry the lights with us every single day afterwards until one day, maybe just maybe, we'll be worthy enough to see the menorah being lit again in the Temple Mount. If we're not in Jerusalem next week, which I hope we are, I look forward to seeing you here another week on that episode of the show. But until then, have a wonderful weekend, good Shabbos, and Shabbat Shalom.
1, 2, 3. Grandma told me when I was young, said sit beside me, my sweet grandson, and listen closely to what I say. And if you do this, it'll help you some sunny day. Oh, my grandma told me, she said, 6 days a week, yeah, go work your fields. Oh, but on Friday to the Sabbath, let yourself yield. And as the sun sets, let your mind rest and love. And just connect, son, to the someone up above. And be a simple Sabbath man. Oh, be something you love and understand. Oh, be a simple Sabbath man. Oh, won't you do this for me, son? I know you can. Sit by the candles, yeah, enjoy the lights. Or sit with your family together each Friday night. And you can do this, yeah, if you try. All that I want for you, my son, is to be satisfied and be a simple Sabbath man. Or be a something you love and understand. Or be a simple Sabbath man. Oh, I know you could do this, so for me, do it if you can. And be a simple kind of man. Won't you do this for Hashem? I know you can. Oh, won't you do this for Hashem? I know you can.